Hello. It's been a long time since I have filmed a sit-down video, so I thought I would create 25 useful things to know before visiting Gatwick Airport, because I do travel a lot and Gatwick's probably my second most visited airport. So whether you're a tourist visiting London for the first time, or you are traveling around Europe and London is one of the airports you're flying out from, or you're even a local and you just want to find out more things about your local airport, then voila, I hope this is useful. So without further ado, I'll get stuck in. But before I do, if this is the first time you've seen my channel, then hello, I'm Shu. I make food, travel and lifestyle videos here on this channel. So if you like what you see, please give this video a big thumbs up and also consider subscribing if you haven't already for more travel, lifestyle and food related content. And also, it's very lovely to meet you. I hope you enjoy this video. So number one, Gatwick is one of the major airports in the United Kingdom. In fact, it flies to over 230 destinations in over 70 countries. Number two, it is home to over 50 airlines, including a lot of discounted airlines as well, which is why you'll find a lot of locals coming to Gatwick to take advantage of cheap tickets to fly all across Europe and also beyond London to the rest of the world. Number three, I would say that Gatwick Airport is best served the people who live in the south of England. So when I grew up in the south coast of England, Gatwick was the airport of choice because it meant that we could go to a very major airport without having to go right into central London like Heathrow or London City Airport and then travel through there, because it's a lot more expensive. So I grew up near Brighton, which meant it was the easiest way to get there because you could just hop off a train and directly go to Gatwick Airport. In fact, I think Gatwick Airport is the world's first airport to have its own dedicated train station as well. So that's a pretty cool fact. But there are other London airports as well as other regional airports across the UK. For the London ones, we've got Heathrow, London City Airport, London Stansted, Luton and Southend. Southend's technically in Sussex. I've never been to that one. I don't really rate Luton. Stansted is alright, but it's not my airport of choice, and Heathrow is really the main one I fly out from. Number four, you can reach Gatwick in a multitude of different ways. So from car to train to taxi to bus to coach. You could probably walk there as well, but it'll take you a lot longer and it won't be a very scenic route because you'll see a lot of motorways. Number five, before I go into the different transport options and the ways to get there, I would recommend downloading the app City Mapper, especially if you are visiting London for the first time. Then this is going to be the perfect app for you to use. And if you are visiting London and you'd like to know more about it, I've actually got a video showing you 18 things to know about London. I think maybe 20 things before visiting London for the first time. So I'll link it up there so you can have a little watch. I do really recommend City Mapper as an option because not only does it show you the different transport options, it also shows you in real time how to get there, how much it's going to cost you and the time of arrival as well. So you can go on it and then decide which route you prefer, and even I think they've even got like rain safe ones as well if you don't want to get too wet, because London can be pretty rainy. So Gatwick actually has some of the best railway connections in Great Britain, and it can connect you to 129 places directly and to over 700 destinations with just from one stop, I believe. So there are two train services for Gatwick Airport. You can either go to Gatwick Express, which is a more expensive but direct route. So it'll take you there for 30 minutes or 35 minutes on Sundays. An extra 5 minutes on Sundays because it's Sunday, or it'll take you a little bit longer to go on the main line, and it stops off at places like East Croydon along the way and Clapham Junction. If I'm not in a rush, then I would just hop on the main line to save a little bit of money, and also it's quite nice. I love a longer train ride. I can read my book, I can read my emails and just chill out a little bit. But the Gatwick Express, if you are running late for time and you need to get there quickly, or you just prefer a direct line, then Gatwick Express is also there as well, and then you can get it from most major London terminals. So number seven, the London train terminals I know are London Victoria, London Bridge and St Pancras International, which is connected to King's Cross. You can walk there within the station or outside of the station, and you just kind of cross the road. But you can also catch the Gatwick Express from outside of London as well. So I don't know places outside of the south coast because I've never caught the Gatwick Express, but from major kind of places like Brighton, Eastbourne, Southampton, Portsmouth, Clapham Junction, you can also get the Gatwick Express or the main line over to Gatwick Airport as well. So it's worth bearing in mind and checking online. Speaking of online, number 8, you can actually purchase a ticket in advance and you can just choose your dedicated time service, and then you can save a little bit of money and buy those tickets instead. Else you can also buy it from the London terminals mentioned earlier. You can buy it at the station from the ticket machines, or you can just use your contactless card or your Oyster card and get there as well. If you are driving there, you can find the postcode on the Gatwick Airport to put in your sat nav, but I've actually written it down on my phone. So for the South Terminal, it's RH60NP, and then for the North Terminal, it's RH60PJ, and you can also book your parking online via the Gatwick Airport as well. Number 10, now you can get a taxi over to Gatwick Airport, but it's pretty costly, so I recommend booking one in advance and not chancing it on the day, because Ubers or local taxi services from Gatwick can be pretty expensive. So I use a service called Minicabit because I can choose from lots of different operators, read the reviews, and then pick the one that best suits me and my route. Number 11, if you want to travel to Gatwick but you're on a budget, then you can also get the bus as well. So the major bus services I know are National Express, Megabus and the Easy Bus, and tickets start from £1 depending on how far in advance you purchase your ticket online, and you can find them from most very easily accessible bus stops around London or also outside of London, but be aware that it will take you the longest, and I would recommend booking a very earlier service so you still get there probably in 3 hours in advance, because sometimes the traffic can be bad, especially in peak times. Okay, so we've gone through all the different transport options, and now let's actually talk about the airport itself. So there are actually 2 terminals, the South Terminal and the North Terminal. If you are arriving by train, then you will arrive in the South Terminal, but do not fear, because you can get a shuttle over to the North Terminal, but allow about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe even more if it's peak time and you're waiting for several shuttles to take you from the shuttle to the terminal, but it's pretty easy to get to. Number 13, if you require special assistance or you struggle with mobility, then you can actually request for some extra help from the airport. So contact them 72 hours in advance and you can arrange some special assistance to guide you through the airport. Number 14, if you have a particularly early or late flight, then you can actually stay at a hotel nearby that you can either reach by foot or you can access via local taxis and buses. Just make sure you book in advance to get the best rates possible. Number 15, or Gatwick Airport is actually open 24 hours if you want to save on accommodation and sleep on the seats instead. Number 16, so you can actually check your departure from the live board when you're in the airport, just as you would with most airports, but you can also check your arrivals and departures through the Gatwick app or through the airlines app on your phone, or check online on the website as well. Number 17, now some airlines actually require you to check in online before you arrive, and there's not actually a way to check in when you're at the airport, which kind of seems like it's defeating the point. So make sure you check through the airline you're flying with and whether that is the case, because you don't want to have to pay a fee. Number 18, once you're checked in, it's time to go through security. So you can get the plastic bags free of charge to store your liquids in, and it's one per person. Some airports, I believe Luton used to charge £1 for that, so I used to keep hold of the same plastic bag and just use it over and over again until it basically tore apart. Or I'll either put it in my whole luggage, or I'll have a clear bag with the same dimensions that I can keep for the longer term. So whichever option, just make sure you have all of your liquids in one bag. Number 19, okay, this goes up saying because it's a saying with most airports, but in Gatwick, make sure all of your liquids are 100 millilitres or under, and they can all fit comfortably within one plastic bag. You'd actually be so surprised at the amount of times I'm behind people who either bring 2 or 3 bags and they stuff it to the brim and end up having to chuck 2 bags full of products, or they're just spilling out and have like big bottles of things. They've got big bottles of suntan lotions and perfumes and end up having to chuck it at the airport. So make sure it's one bag per person. You can fit it all comfortably, you can zip it up comfortably, and then you should have no problems. But also put your laptop, tablet, so that is the iPad and the Kindles, on separate trays as well. And if you've got larger electrical items, i.e. a big camera, a microphone, hard drives, then I normally just take them out as well, because the times when they tell me not to and they end up having to search for a bag and end up being like, got a lot of cameras in here, photographer? And I'm like, no, I'm a videographer, or I make YouTube videos. And usually they're really nice and they're like, oh, what YouTube videos do you make? But it is a bit of a pain, especially if you're trying to get through security and there's a lot of people for them to check through your bag and take out everything and then to repack everything. Just take it all out and then just they can see for themselves, and then you should breeze through, no problem. Number 20, have your boarding pass ready for security. You won't actually need your passport, so you can put that away in a safe place, but just have your boarding pass, whether it is by paper or you've got it on your wallet via your phone, scan it through and you'll breeze through. Number 21, for those people who like to make sure they're on top of their work at all times, or they just want to check through the social media and tell their loved ones and update them that they've arrived safely, you can get 90 minutes of Wi-Fi free at the airport, so don't worry about that. Number 22, you're all checked in and now you are very, very hungry. So there are a bunch of restaurants before security, but I would say leave it until you go past security to get to the good stuff. There are a ton of different shops and restaurants at both terminals, but each terminal has different offerings. So you can actually go on the website if you are a foodie or you do love to spend more time at duty free, then you can actually go onto the Gatwick website and check to see which shops and which restaurants are available at which terminal. I normally don't eat at the airport. I normally would get like a snack, or I'll get a ginger shot or a coffee, but I can be pretty cheap, and if I'm flying long haul I would just wait for the airplane food. Probably not the best for you, but I'm like, and also plane food has actually improved a lot in the past year or so, so I don't mind it too much. Number 23, if you're feeling fancy, there are lounges at Gatwick Airport. I'd recommend you to book it in advance so you've got your place and you're not chancing it on the day, but I know you can get various passes, get priority pass, you can also go via your via your bank, or you can go from your loyalty scheme with your airline. That was not very eloquently done, but there are different ways if you want to book your lounge. I don't go because I'm not fancy and I'll just end up shopping and walking around, and that takes up most of my time because I'm usually in one shop Oliver bonus, so I don't go to the lounge. But if you are feeling fancy and you want a glass of bubbly before, or you want some good food before, then there is an option to book in for the lounge for that extra level of service. Number 24, there are actually a lot of stations to refill your water bottle, so you don't actually need to buy unnecessary water bottles and save some money when you're at the airport, so don't worry about that. Oh, but do make sure that your plastic bottle is empty when you go through security, because that's too much liquid. Unless you're really thirsty, then you can drink it all before security and then run to the toilet afterwards. Number 25, and the final point, there are actually different charging stations for your phone before and after security, and you usually find them in the seated areas, but beware, those areas kind of get filled up pretty quickly because everybody thinks the same. So if you are in need of juice, the mobile kind, the charging kind, then I'd recommend investing or bringing along a portable charger with you so you can comfortably and safely charge your phone when you're browsing or eating or having champagne at the airport, oysters, you name it, you can probably get it at Gatwick Airport. And that concludes this video today for 25 things to know about Gatwick Airport before you travel. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up to share to the rest of the world, and let me know if you'd like to see more videos on the other airports in London as well. So I travel from Heathrow a lot, but I've never actually traveled to London City Airport, so maybe that could be a fun one to do, actually, to travel there and to show you my experience of different London airports as well. But let me know what you think, and if I've missed out any tips, please comment down below to help your fellow travellers, and consider subscribing for more lifestyle, travel and food content if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon or evening, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be a travel video. But the next travel videos you'll see are actually going to be me traveling around the French Riviera with my best friend, or you're going to see me travel to Antigua for a week for the second time. So I've been invited over to the beautiful island for another content creator conference, so I'm excited to go there and share everything. So if you want to follow me along and join the journey with me, then keep your eyes peeled for those videos, or catch up with my previous videos where I've traveled to the French Riviera, just come back from Hamburg, Singapore, Hong Kong, Barbados, absolutely beautiful. So catch up on those while you wait for the new videos, and I shall see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this. Goodbye!